Alright, hi everyone. This is what happens when you pull things out of here and there to put you on the table and elsewhere, and you forgot to put the mic back. So 15 minutes. I have to restart. Okay, c'est la vie. Bonjour, bonjour. Hi everyone. I'm gonna talk about Indian whiskey today. Why? Because first off, I delayed the review of this masterpiece, which was awarded by me, because I thought I could get me the double cask to do a double whiskey review, but I couldn't for some reason, and so I did change my plans, and before jumping into the new seasons in just 1 week, almost every week in September will be filled with whiskey and other spirits show. So like I said last time, I'm going to be very busy. So I switched to use a calibrator from another Indian distillery, AMRUT Single Malt, the classic no age statement, to give you a quick taste of what is among other styles Indian whiskey, but basically something very bourbon aged and very simple in the recipe to give you an idea of what it can be, because the RAMPUR is very different and exuberant. So one might think, if I review only this RAMPUR, that every Indian whiskey is like that. No. Also, I will jump into, because I did a long video about AMRUT, but in French, a while ago, and I only covered in English the Raj Igala, you can see there, that I will show you the bottle as well. I'm going to do a bit like the Swedish video, the Swedish including, Kingsbarns, McMara, because I have also 8 bottles of Indian whiskies, so it's a bit of the same situation with several distilleries and not having necessarily reviewed everything yet, though I have the AMRUT for a long time. And I saw some problems, so I will have to do like the Springbanks, open them, pump the air, and put a more reliable cork. What did I want to say else? I'm going to talk a bit about music, because there's a relationship between music and this whiskey, as you can have a hint there. Also because I love music. I also have to talk to you, but I think I'm going to do a review in Instagram, maybe of this shocking album that dates from 45 years from Wire, the 154 album, which really shocked me by all the influences and all the things great there are in this post-punk or so album. But we're going to speak about Indian music very quickly as well later on. So what else? Yeah, about my latest review, I'm very happy to see that about Kingsbarns and a bit of McMara. I'm very happy to read my pal compatriot Serge Valentin of Whiskey Fun, ex-Malt Maniac, so someone who knows what he says about whiskey, and he did rate the Kingsbarn Skull Town 80 out of 100, while I rated it 9.5, so just half a point of difference. So not so far from me sometime. So I'm glad we agree on this. This might not gonna please again to Kingsbarns, but it's how we see things, and I'm not sure we're gonna be the only ones about that to feel the same. Yeah, so don't rush your whiskey. It's a bit of a lesson learned there, and give it some depth with a proper maturation. So before I jump into RAMPUR, what is the distillery and what is this version, this expression, let's make things clear about Indian whiskey, because you might not know this. Sorry if it's a repetition for you. It's maybe more for neophytes video there on the information part. So if you know the story about Indian whiskey and presentation of Indian distilleries, you can skip to the tasting. Right. Timestamps will be given in the description as usual. But otherwise, yeah, basically, to put a long story short, there are 2 types of whiskies, with a parenthesis, In India, there's local ones which doesn't comply to Western SWA, etc. AU rules, and there's export market only, as you can see here, for overseas. I don't know if you can read it, for overseas export only. See on the right there. And this is imported by La Maison du Whisky as often. But yeah, I forgot to tell you about something. So there's the different. Maybe I will speak about the. Where is it? Where did I put it? Excuse me. Yeah, here. Because this whiskey, the RAMPUR, has been awarded, so I have not to forget about that. This is why also, yeah, the whiskey. Okay, I'm gonna speak out that first. The whiskey season is starting here, and I realized I covered the 4 first ones of my list favorite whiskies of the year, except this one, and of course except one that I don't have a bottle nor a sample of it, so I couldn't review. Basically, first one was best whiskey of the year was, Corn Oak, 10 years old, French distillery, Celtic whiskey distillery, peated expression. Le poids d'un nuage, the weight of a cloud. For Cask Strength, it was for La Maison du Whisky. I gave it, where is the, I think I gave it 96 out of 100. But I gave it also a red card for its very hefty price, which is a scandal. Second was this RAMPUR with over 93 out of 100. We'll see the exact score later on, and if I change it. The third one was the American by Barry Bros. Single cast. Go to see my video about highlights of the year. It will be easier. In single cask strength, beautiful. Then the Hirach from Isle of Harris Distillery, batch 5. Over 92 and 100, and then the Armoric 15 2023 limited release with 91.5 out of 100. So there you have it, and now let's go to what is Indian whiskey again. So there's 2 types: the local, which is banned on Westernly by AU SWA, is not technically on with our standards, if I may say, a whiskey, because it's EMFL, Indian made foreign liquor. Basically it's neutral spirit alcohol, and it uses fermented molasses or different grain and malt spirits from Western or local. And when it has malt spirit, usually it's around 10% or 12%. So it's not bad. I tasted one, but it's very sanitized, neutral. So it's for a big consumption and highballs and stuff, and there is big consumption there, I have to say, of what I hear. And not necessarily safe. Doesn't mean here we have lessons to give, because we have binge drinking as well, and bad practices. Moderation please, as always. So basically there's this, and there's even worse, smugglers, very dangerous in small places, bars with methanol and just flavored with things, and it's very dangerous. Hundreds of dead in the holiday, in the Christmas season every year. Before we get to the 3 distilleries I have whiskies from, let's say a lot of them were awarded over the years, especially AMRUT. What else? Okay, let's go to AMRUT first, because they AMRUT RAMPUR started in 1943. First whiskey for Western was around the 2010, something like that. Not sure now. I missed this info, I'm sorry. AMRUT 1948, first whiskey in Western country in Europe in 2004. I was France did receive quite some, and I remember around 2005 or 6 I tried for the first time the whiskies and managed to guess the ppm level of peat in the fusion. Anyway, Paul John in 1992, first whiskey in 2012, but I found also 2008. And yeah, so yeah, in my collection I have this AMRUT Single Malt No Age Statement. I'm gonna try today as a calibrator. I have the Rajigala in the white tube. Where is it? That I reviewed already in English. It's a pity my website has a problem right now. Yeah, there's some technical issues, so you won't be able to read my reviews normally. The Fusion, so the first peated expression from AMRUT. It's sure a set. I mean, I have a great value. I've already talked about that a lot in the channel. Two monsters, the Porto Nova with bourbon and port maturation, Cask Strength, very powerful and very nice whiskey. Another one, and I see the level has a bit down, so I gotta open it like my Springbanks. Yeah, I'm late to launch the poll because there was a heat wave, so everything is delayed after the big shows here. Hope you understand that. 57.1, a masterpiece again. And from Paul John I have this edited, which is peated, edited and gold. For me are the best values of the range so far. And then of course if you go to high end, a bit more expensive, but masterpiece. Also lost a bit. Oh, you see, that's dangerous. It's not normal. Gotta change the cork. Peated, select cask peated, it's a masterpiece as well. Before I forgot, I have two special AMRUT. Sorry, Dennis. That was selected by you. Biggest fan in the world, Dennis Deckel. AMRUT Fever is the account, I think, on Instagram. Anyway, two samples. Also, thanks to Menno to provide me from newer distilleries. There's newer distilleries like Indri. I tried the Trini and the Cask Strength. I was a bit reserved about the two. There's not bad whiskies, but there was some artificial note that prevented me to buy the bottles, to be completely honest with you, as always. There's also Kamet that's out, which is worked by people, kind of indie or source bottling, worked by people, I think it was a shock from AMRUT. Anyway, RAMPUR Distillery, and then I will get why there's some CDs, some music on my table. RAMPUR Distillery, so from it's part of the Radico Kaitan Limited company, which is a distillery and a chemical company. It does fertilizers, supply bulk alcohol for other companies. They do EMFL as well. On the 125 millions of liters of alcohol per year, 75 are used for that, or what they call ENA, which is extra neutral alcohol. Yeah, 30 million for ENA and 600,000 liters of pure alcohol for foreign export whiskey, sorry, for RAMPUR, the RAMPUR brand. They do also, did I say it, a fantastic gin called Jalsheimer. There's a regular one in black glass and another one in gold. I awarded the gold in 2023. As well, they do vodka, they do brandy. Okay, I think we're good about the presentation of the distillery. I met 3 people from there. I'm going to butcher their names, sorry. I met Sanjeev Banga, the president of Radico Kaitan for the international business, Anup Barik, the master distiller, and Kunal Madan, which is in global business head. I think it's marketing, sales, and international also as well. These people you can meet at Whisky Life Paris. I will meet them again with pleasure. What is RAMPUR Jugalbandi 4? Let's get to that now. And I'm going to show you the bottle. It comes with a beautiful case like this. It's part of a series called Jugalbandi, which comes by 2. So you have this. You have a nice Sanskrit writing there. I don't read it, so I don't. And there's a bit of information there, though they're not completely transparent. Like I told them, it's a pity. They decided never to disclose the age of the whiskey, or maybe I missed some releases, but most of the time they don't release. But, and it's good I talk about that because it reminds me I forget something. What's the biggest difference between Scotch whiskey and export Indian whiskey? Do you know? Most of you know, but for people who are new to world whiskey and to Indian whiskey, it's the angel share. The angel share is what evaporates from the staves of the casks when they're stored in warehouses, naturally evaporates through the exchange of air, which is necessary in wine and spirit. Otherwise there's no activity, no maturing, no oxidization, etc. And while it's around 2% in Scotland, can be a little more, I know, it's between 10 and 12, and sometimes I was told by a shock from AMRUT over 16, even sometimes 16% of evaporation of angel share. So when did AMRUT, when AMRUT did present us a decade ago or more, their first 10 years old, guess what? The barrel was half empty, if not more. So this is very expensive, and this can explain things price-wise. Also, when you have a 7 years old in India, which I guess it's here, you can consider in a way, even if it doesn't have the same depth, I agree that it's 3 times the age of what could be declared if you compare it to Scotch whiskey. So this is probably more something like a 15 years old than a 5. Just my take on it, let's say. So this is a limited release. I don't know how many bottles, maybe 2,000, I'm not sure. No, I confirmed this with a new release I'm going to talk to you about maybe soon. Something very special. I'm not sure to buy it, but it's so crazy that if I had the money. If you want to find me, I want to review it, buy it and review it. Found me in the link in the description. Some of you in confidence know what it is. It's an insane idea of a spirit finished in a very famous whiskey cask. Right, just a spoiler there. So this is the 4th of Jugalbandi series. They come by 2 because it's Jugalbandi is an allusion to music. I'm going to get into that. The 2 first were I didn't have the chance to try with Moscatel, the one, and the second with Calvados, which is also a clue for the spoiler. Something that's finished. Calvados finished in something else, whiskey-wise, just released. Losing track there. Yeah, it was bottled the 27th of September 2023. Batch number is there. LL1138. It's non-chill filtered. They didn't tell me if it was colored or not. They didn't want to answer to that. But it's Cask Strength and it's non-chill filtered, 52.4 ABV. So what is this? This was matured first in, like you see here, the 2 casks are, I'm going to read to you. First fill bourbon barrel. It says American bourbon barrel, the Indian Trail. And the second says selected Indian pale ale casks, spicy malt tea. So, what is the concept behind Jugalbandi? The concept, and I forgot to say it's in Rajasthan. This distillery is located in Rajasthan in Uttar Pradesh. Sorry for the pronunciation again. So Jugalbandi means in French jumeaux entrelacés, intertwined twins. So this is an allusion to the duets that Indian musicians traditionally do on two different instruments. And it is something I'm a bit familiar with, as I am a fan of traditional Indian music. I don't have a lot of records, but if you go on my playlist Indian music on YouTube and you see a registered playlist, you look at world music, you will find a lot of Indian music there. So the pair I was immediately thinking of when I did this purchase, and when they told me, the staff from the distillery told me about that, is of course the different options, but the pairing of sarangi and tabla, which is one of my favorite music pairing, I mean between the two. So I bought this, which is not a sarang. Does it have tabla? Sorry, I have to double check, because for me there wasn't tabla in there. Maybe there was tempura. We'll tell you what it is in a second. No, acoustic and electronic tempura. But it doesn't seem to have tabla in there. So what is this? It was one of my favorite record of my collection. You can see the instrument there, by the way. Where the reflection is not easy. So this is this guy, and it is oh man, this is Ustad Asif Ali Khan playing sarangi on a record. It's just called like that. It was awarded by several things there. Doesn't say a lot of things, except there's 6 ragas. One is Jogia, it's the first one. Last one is Bhairavi. Again, sorry for the pronunciation. So 1 hour music of this amazing instrument. What is a sarangi? I looked up in English. It's in French we would say vielle. So it's a bowed, short-necked fiddle. It's a string instrument. And it is you can use a bow which is made full of the strings with goat gut, and the 17 others are made of steel. And the fact is, the big bow used on it, thick, makes, as I understand it, the resonance, the sustain very high in this instrument. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if you know about music, and you know, certainly some of you more than me. Also, the tabla is a pair of hand drums. The tempura is rocked, drawn instrument. I'm not sure about what I... Anyway, so it's another chord instrument. So I have this. I have, of course, the master of sitar with an S, which is another big instrument by the master Pandit Ravi Shankar. This was for Okora music. And there's again a sitar, tabla and tempura there. And also something which has relies more on other things, which is this record, which I also can recommend, Raza Manjari. Sorry again for the pronunciation. You'll find many of these and other records in my playlist again. Sorry to be very long for the introduction, but now you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start by the calibrator, which will be this, which is main. So we're in Bangalore here. I forgot to say where Paul John is in Goa. So this is made from Indian barley, like you can see. This is an old bottle. What I like in them is their batch number and the bottling date is always on it, so that's very good. I like also the sober, but the first packaging was absolutely awful. This is way better, and this is still old. Well, there was a lot of information. I will struggle to provide it because I try to not to be too long, and I rush things, and so sorry if it's a bit confused. Very clean nose, malted barley, hint of as often in AMRUT, also in McMyra, some dry oak. Not really tannic there. Don't forget there's tannins from the oak and tannins from the wine when there is wine casks. So two different things that can be combined as well. You have loads of vanilla. We're starting to have, maybe it's psychological or self persuasion, that starts to feel a bit Indian on the nose already. Some maybe a hint of cardamom. Oh, long time I haven't tried to get some apricots jelly, some queens. Oh, what is this? Gotta have my notes. Not sure I'm gonna decipher all. Yeah, some honey, all flowers honey, some light caramel, maybe some what is tournesol? Sunflower grain oil, stuff like that. Very pleasant, a bit atypical, so it's not Scottish. It's halfway to be Scottish. It's the most Scottish maybe of the Indian whiskies, but it's not. On the palate, rich vanilla, then the barley sugar, and then quickly kicking off in the palate some spices, ginger, maybe white pepper, very delicate. I mean, it's a very good whiskey, and since I've opened it, doesn't stop to be surprisingly good. But this is one side. Rampur is almost completely different, but this is to give you an idea of what it can be, and most likely when it's not cask driven, it should be a bit close to that, if I may say. Yeah, vanilla, sugar powder that you put on the cakes. There's something also, maybe not angelica, but there's some aromatic flowers in there. I don't know. I struggle to. I don't know if they give some tasting notes there. So this is a very modern like distillery. Don't know if they say more about it. Well, licorice, I don't get it. Molasses, sugar, barley oak sweetness, yeah. Cream toffee, yeah, I can see that. Sweet and dry, yeah, that's something like that. So yeah, delicate, beautiful whiskey. With a slight dry finish. The whiskey's been brewing for half an hour because I had to restart the presentation. I didn't cap them, it's a choice. But yeah, there you have it. So I did present you the distillery before, so now we're going to the Jugalbandi. This was coming along with the number 3 at the Whisky Live Paris show. I'm very excited, and I expect, I don't know, they didn't tell if they're gonna present 5 and 6. And I wonder what finishes it could be. But this one, and I used my Spiegelau glass for this to honor this masterpiece. The legs are sticking quite long. It's a very oily, very thick and very expressive whiskey. Oh, what is this? Residue maybe of the oak. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, we'll try to go to the other way. Oh, it's from outside, okay. So the color doesn't say if it's natural, but we might assume it is. I don't know, as it looks like an Indian right? That's why I sorry, left it naked behind me, and I like the colors. I like the boxes of also the tainted glass. Normally I don't like it, but there I think it's very elegant. It's a real beautiful product. I'm not gonna go into the history why there's words and all that. There's a prestigious passage in Rajasthan, maybe one of the most prestigious royal region, if I may say. Oh, immediately on the nose I got something. It's a beer cask finish, right? But when you try the double cask, which is bourbon and sherry if not mistaken, there's already this strong rose water and rose flower note, which I really like, plus other very exotic notes, exotic wood, exotic flowers, exotic fruit. And yeah, this is going into, I'm giving it away already, this is going into rye territory, and also in the territory of the whiskey I did made, which was paradoxically like this, malted barley. But we don't know. I don't know. Sincerely, I don't know what's in the process of this whiskey. That in almost every expression, I tried 4 or 5. There's always this rose note, this lychee, etc. It reminds me, in fact, of the batch strength version of my whiskey, the whiskey I made for the French distillery. Sorry, it would be feeling biased. I don't know. Oh, maybe a bit like the dissertation as well, but way more powerful than the wisest dissertation. So Hiram Walker and Sons. This is insane. The nose itself will require again half an hour. Sandalwood, rosewood, candied fruit, chocolate, apricot, guava, goyave, papaya, thick caramel, brownie, menthol, paprika, a bit of lychee. I mean, the nose itself makes it the whiskey of the year. Made it almost if the Cornog didn't came at last minute to break rules and break everything, this would have been the whiskey of the year 2023, number 1 I mean. But number 2, with all the list that was before, I mean, this means something. Even for the 4th, the Armoric 15 that beat a lot of Scottish whiskies, I mean, those 4 or 5 first are something else, believe me. So it goes on and develops and it never stops. I mean, okay, let's go on the palate. Don't want this to be an over 40 minutes video. Cheers. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how you say. They told me, I asked them, but I forgot. I'm sorry. How to say cheers in Indian language. what can I say? I can feel the heat change there. The fact it was there's been a lot of heat in this last period, so it's maybe not at the good. I have the hand behind again, sorry. There's been storms. It's a bit I mean, it's less hot nowadays, but it's not the best condition. I can feel it for this whiskey that requires a bit more freshness. It would be perfect in autumn, but I think with a few drops. So yeah, it comes across today a bit more tannic, a bit more dry and a bit closed, but I know I've tried it 3-4 times before. I know it's I'm not gonna change the rating today. My choice. I'm gonna put a few drops. The water is still a bit fresh, so might do something good to it, hopefully. Just use a 2-3 minute, maybe 2 minutes, 1 minute to let it settle down. So yeah, this whiskey struck me because it reminded me of the best rye ever from North America, but maybe also a bit from Netherlands with a Millstone 100% rye. But there's something unique in there. There's something, I mean, I don't know the IPA really influence there. There's something almost not really hoppy, but like a brown beer, like an Abbey. There's something of maybe a Rochefort 8 in there influence. So it's not IPA, I know. There's something also French. Yeah, I get it now more, the beer side. There's something from it, it's not IPA, but more of brown beer, like Jeanlin in the north of France, like maybe some, not Duvel maybe. So weirdly, it doesn't come across as an IPA influence, but like a heavier beer influence. But I love it. I think I get it. It's the caramel, bit salted caramel, and that is married with these exotic things that makes it terrifically. It's almost fudge and exotic fruits, and it's forbidden. No, don't do that. It's too good. Yeah, the nose is now more like I knew it before. Oh la la, this combination of toffee and exotic fruit, I've never seen it elsewhere. I only have an Armagnac that comes close, but not with those exotic rose notes. Let's go on the palate again. Back to its initial form. Endless. It's endless. Gets more subtle, gets sweeter, starts very strong. There's some strong spices, ginger and not chili pepper, but maybe some Sichuan pepper plus Timut pepper. It's very flavorful. It's also exotic. Oh la la. Yeah, I mean, this beats hands down a lot of other whiskies, even if it's a different category. I'm looking quickly if I'm gonna change the rating. I don't feel like, or maybe it's gonna go up. I want to stay reasonable, but $93.5 out of 100. For now, I'm not changing, but it's a big favorite. I mean, coup de cœur, like we say. It's stellar. I mean, the port wine was nice, but based on one try only, which is not enough. It was a bit of linear. Well, this one's explodes and continues to grow on the nose, on the palate. There's something with this which is really exceptional. I mean, this is on par with the best 10 plus years old rye, and even better, I think. Maybe the Michtas straight rye 10 years old can rival with this. I didn't thought of doing this. I mean, it's a bit late now to compare, but this could be relevant to put it in. And I know what I could do in a blind tasting of rye. I will put this, and we'll see who wins. There are now layers of vanilla in which you've put to macerate some cherries and some rose liqueur at the same time, something like that. And then you put a basket of the sugar side of the exotic fruit, so guava, papaya, maybe other things, not passion fruit, not mango. Let me see if they say something about the... So for them, the nose, the symphony begins on intense tropical fruity note, waving its RAMPUR legacy with a ripe, juicy apple and a hint of mango. Well, then a ripe mango for me. While the Indian Pale Cask sings in a sweet malty undertone with hints of hops, pears and floral notes. Oh. Yeah, I see the pears now. Okay, maybe it's power suggestion. Palate. It's a simple joy of the first fill bourbon cask sweet vanilla that introduces the sinfully deep depth of the malt, green apple, not sure, and a hop spiciness. Finish of sweetness and sunshine that lingers on. The AMRUT Jugalbandi revives the spirit. Well, it's very poetic marketing description, but I can go behind it. Well, honestly, there's so much poetry in the tasting of this. Everything that comes in mind, like, you know, paintings of Henri Rousseau, the Douanier Rousseau, that comes in mind. Is musically, I couldn't go somewhere else than a tabla and sarangi gig to illustrate that. I mean, it was made for that. It's a match made in heaven. It's a brilliant marketing idea. I second it because I know and love traditional Indian music. Don't get me wrong, I also love some more modern experiment, Nit and Sone and others. But wow, what a whiskey. I mean, if you haven't tried it, I don't know if you can try before you buy this kind of stuff. Have a try, because it's another worldly whiskey. It's one of those that makes you happy and leave it's at the live show. I don't know, I thought I tried it over the end. It's a show ender also for me. It's tasting lineup ender. There's something ultimate with this. So there you have it. It's a bit long. I hope you find it interesting. If you wanna learn more about my highlights of whiskey of the year, again, I will put a link in the description and at the end of the video. Like I said, next I want to do the Fileve Spirit of Yorkshire four bottlings review, but I cannot just find time. Maybe I will do it after the show, in which I will meet David and try new things to give you an update. Maybe it's better to do like that. But my God, what a great year it was, 2023, with crazy whiskies. And I hope you discover more. I know there's shows at the moment abroad, so enjoy your show responsibly, but with a strategic visit idea. Try the lighter first and then heavier in sherry and peat at the end of the shows. I mean, you know, if you're used to show, you know that. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.